Hi everybody, welcome to class. My name is Todd McLeod. I'll be your instructor in this course. I'm happy you're here. In this class, we're going to learn about computer concepts. In this video, what we're going to go over is we're going to see how to succeed in this class. We're going to have a little orientation to the course. The first thing I want to talk about is using artificial intelligence. You're welcome to use artificial intelligence as much as you'd like in this course and in whatever ways you would like in this course, so long as it falls into the guidelines of being, professional and cordial and gracious and having good tact. So use it in appropriate ways, but you're welcome to use AI however you like to help you to learn in this course. Different AIs that are out there, and we're going to see how to use AI throughout the course. So in case you're new to AI, you're going to see some examples in the class about how to use AI. But different AIs that are out there like ChatGPT or Grok or Google's Gemini or Microsoft's Copilot. And you could use any of these or anything else that you like. You could see here that at each of these large language model chatbots, that's what they're called, they're large language model chatbots, but that at each of them, I've asked the same question. Please give me statistics and information on how degrees, such as an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's, or a doctorate degree, lead to higher paying jobs. And you can see here that the higher your degree, the more you get paid, and also the higher your degree, the less likely the probability that you'll be unemployed. So if you get higher degrees, you get paid more and you get more opportunities. You're more likely to have a great job. So really, you're in a great place coming to school to advance your life and to gain more financial prosperity for yourself and your loved ones, because the more degrees you get, the more you're going to make and the more likely you're going to have a great occupation. So degrees open doors and degrees get dollars. So keep that in mind as you're working through your school, and just stay persistent and consistent and keep driving towards, achieving that degree and then another degree and then one more after that, and just make it happen. And if you do that, it's going to lead to a better life. Most likely, the probability of that, right? Like you get better pay, you're more likely to be employed. Like in terms of those statistics, it leads to better life. All right, so here on the homepage, we have a welcome message to our class. Make sure you read through this welcome message. There's a lot of resources here on campus to help you out. So Fresno City College is really a place where it's designed and paid for and supported by all of society and our community to help you succeed. And there are a ton of resources on campus to help you succeed. So we have the RAM Pantry, which is like a free grocery store. And we also have other programs to help people if they're hitting other challenges in their life. So there are a lot of people on campus that are here to help you succeed. You could reach out to me, reach out to a counselor like Lori Swain, or use any of these resources here. Look through the different resources here. And the main takeaway from what I'm trying to say here is that this place is designed, Fresno City College is designed to help you succeed. And people work here to help you succeed. That's what we do. And so there are a lot of people and a lot of resources to help you succeed. So it can be intimidating for people when they first come to college if you're just coming to college. But really, it's a place where the entire intent behind our existence as a college is to help people succeed. And some people can sometimes come off as a little bit intimidating, but the vast majority of us here are really, customer focused and student oriented, student focused. And we really want to help students succeed. We want to help them advance their lives. So that's the main takeaway here. And there are a bunch of resources to help you succeed, tutorial center, all kinds of stuff. So if you're ever hitting challenges, make sure you reach out to people and we'll guide you and direct you to other people that can help you, because we've got a lot of resources on campus. Make sure you read through the simple syllabus here. So that's simple syllabus. And then there'll be an announcements area where every week I'll be sending out announcements. And so that'll help keep you on track for what we're doing in the class. And as we're going through the information in the course, I'll have up here what module we're in, right? So right down here, we have different modules. And we have module 1, and then we have module 2, and then we have module 3, and we have a bunch of modules throughout the entire course. But in each of these modules, basically, we'll be doing one of these a week. You have some materials to help you learn. These are all optional. They are all optional. All of these materials are optional. And then down here, we have assignments. If you do these assignments, you should do them, you earn points. And the more points you earn, the more your grade goes up. And so you want to do these assignments. You can see they have points right there. They tell you how many points. They also tell you when the assignment is due. And so right at the beginning here, we have a lot of really simple ones. It's just kind of like a check to make sure that people have these basic skills. And if you don't have those basic skills yet, it'll teach them to you. But as we get further down into the course, you'll see we have fewer and fewer assignments, right? We just have like these 3, or we have these 4 right here. And so the assignments will really kind of, walk you through different things for you to learn, which are going to give you better skills with computers so you can be more successful in life. All right, part of your assignments here will be to use something called MyLab IT. So you'll have a quiz each week on the textbook chapter, and you can access the textbook by, somewhere in here. Let me just, technology today, that's a lecture, study guide, accessible podcast, facts, briefing, welcome video. Let me look for that 1 second and find it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just making sure I'm still recording here, and I can see those numbers going up, so I am. So here, when you click on Access Pearson, in our course, you click Access Pearson, you click Open Pearson, and then you have a link for like MyLab IT Next Gen Course Home, and you can click that. When you click that, you come in here, and then there's a electronic version of the textbook right there, so you can click on that, and you can launch the textbook, and you can read the textbook and look through it. But the point of me showing you that, I'm going to come back over here to modules, and then I'm going to view this as a student, so we're looking at it as you will look at it. The point of that is one of the things you'll need to do is take a quiz. So it's really a good idea to skim through the textbook, if not also read it, just to kind of get an understanding and read the parts for sure that look interesting to you. But look through the textbook, read the textbook, skim through it, and then come in here and take the quiz. But when you're taking the quiz, if you wanted to use AI to help you take the quiz, you can do that. And you could get AI apps on your phone, like you could get ChatGPT or Grok on your phone. And then you could just take a picture of the quiz question and it'll show you the answer. And then you could be like, oh, okay, that's what that term means, or that's what that concept is. And in that way, you're kind of using the quiz not so much as something which is to test whether you know something and it's closed book. It's more like an open book kind of quiz where you're using it to figure out, based upon this question, what is the correct answer, and really kind of use it as a learning tool. It's not like a do or die closed book quiz. It's a learning tool where you're looking things up and you're seeing, how different concepts are connected, and you're learning about stuff. So feel free to use AI when you're doing that to answer the quiz questions, but there's the quiz. And then there's a simulation training and a simulation exam. So when you click on these, the first time you click on it, and I actually have to go back out of student view, so I'm just going to leave student view here. But when you click on it, it'll the first time you click on it to go into Pearson, you'll need to buy Pearson MyLab IT. So if I'm in here and I'm in modules and I click on to do the simulation training, I'm going to click on that here, and then I'm going to click Open Pearson. One thing I want to look for is I want to look up here and see if there are any pop-ups that are being blocked, right? And so if there's some pop-ups that are being blocked, I want to, make sure that I allow pop-ups. And so you can see that just kind of popped up, right, as its own window. So that's launching, but while that's launching, I'm also going to show you over here that I'm in Google Chrome. And so you could download Google Chrome, and Google Chrome is the preferred web browser for using MyLab IT. So I recommend you're using Google Chrome. So download and install Google Chrome. It's a browser. We're going to learn about browsers in the course. But here you could see Windows 10 simulation training. I launched it. And also if I needed to enable pop-ups, I might be able to do that somewhere over here or somewhere over here. Or you could ask ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini or Copilot, how do I enable pop-ups? But you want to make sure pop-ups are enabled. So now that I have this simulation training launch, I'll show you a little bit about it. So in this simulation training, it'll ask you to do stuff. It'll give you instructions over here. So it's saying, this is just like checking to see if you know how to sign into Windows. And so it gives me a password. And then I could also come down here and there are learning aids, right? So I could practice, I could watch a video about this. And then once I'm done with this, I could submit it. And there are 26 different things here to go through. and then I could just click next to go through the next one. And some of them aren't going to work. That's okay. You could just send me a message, hey, this one didn't work, and I'll look into it. Or you could just skip it, because there's enough in this class that if a couple of them aren't working, a few of them are just sometimes buggy, and you skip them, you'll still do fine in the class. Just make sure you do all the work in the class. So make sure you're doing this My Lab IT here. I'm going to leave this here. And I guess I'll walk through it all the way. So if I enter this password here, I wonder if I could highlight that. I'm going to highlight it, press Control C, and then come over here, Control V, Command V, and there's the password, and then submit. And there I've finished that one. It says question complete, and now it's asking me to do the next one. Right, so I've moved on to number 2. And if I needed help, again, I could come down here to Learning Aids, and I could watch a video or I could practice. But that's how you do these trainings. And then once you've done the training, and you can see here in our course, I'm going to go back to modules. You can see here in our course, the training is this training is worth 26 points, and the simulation exams were 26. So then after I've done the training, I can come in and do the exam, and it's going to ask me the same questions in a very similar way, and then I just kind of work through those again. And again, if some of them are buggy, just skip them. Just go to the next one and just kind of be like, all right, that's just the way it is. And at the end of the course, I give everybody a few extra points just because I know a few of those are buggy. All right, so that's working through the modules. We're going to do about one of these a week. And again, at the beginning of the class, I will have something up here that will say something like this. Right here, we are in module number 1. Right? So when you log into the class, you will see what module we're in every week, and then you just need to make sure that you get all this stuff done by, the due dates. And you can see the due dates there. And also, again, here I'm going to go into View as Student, and I'm going to see if there's a way that we could see the due dates in another way. So if I come back to Home here, I'm just looking to see if there's Home, and there's To Do here over on the side. And there's also View Course Calendar. And in here at View Course Calendar, you can see, okay, here's all the stuff that's due on the 17th, on the 24th, on the 31st. And there's a lot at the front of the course because they're just like those basic skill checks. But as you get further into the course, there's fewer and fewer items. All right. For some of the other items, and I'm just going to leave this, leave student view. So I'm going to leave student view again. And I need to get back to my class, man. Where'd it go? We'll just go to this one. So that's modules. That's looking at due dates. Make sure you're monitoring your grade and seeing, I can't show you that because it's all the students' names. Go away. And make sure you're monitoring your grade. And so you see that there. And then you can see other people in the class here. And then here's a link to tutorial services. And also some more tutoring right here. And then to access Pearson and the textbook and everything, there's the link right there. So that's a little orientation of the class. I'm happy you're here. Let's have a good time learning about technology.